welcome back to Panic Butter. This is Tony. How you doing today? Hey, I got 10 paranormals for you in Oregon. Shanghai Tunnels, White Eagle Saloon, the Oregon Vortex, Gold Hill, and more. Come on in, join me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and join me. That way, you'll be right back at the beginning of the next one. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Here we go.
Beneath the bustling streets of Portland lies a labyrinth of dark, twisting passageways known as the Shanghai Tunnels. Once used for nefarious purposes such as human trafficking and smuggling, these underground corridors now harbor the lingering spirits of the tormented souls who suffered within their confines. Visitors brave enough to explore these haunted tunnels often find themselves enveloped in an icy chill, their senses assaulted by disembodied whispers and the desperate cries of the long departed. Shadows lurk in the darkness, darting between crumbling walls and forgotten chambers, while the air is heavy with the weight of untold sorrow and despair. Those who dare to venture into this subterranean realm may find themselves confronted by vengeful apparitions or haunted by the echoes of the past, their every step haunted by the specter of tragedy and loss.
Today, visitors report eerie encounters with ghostly figures and hear the desperate cries of those who suffered within these walls. Visitors brave enough to explore these haunted tunnels report encounters with restless spirits and eerie phenomena that defy explanation. Visitors have reported feeling sudden drops in temperature and hearing whispers echoing through the tunnels when no one else is around.
In Portland, the Shanghai Tunnels have the reputation of being haunted, and this should come as no surprise, given its grisly and dreadful past. This video was made for entertainment purposes only. Back in those days, Portland was known by many names. One of its names was Shanghai, capital of the world, and it's no flattering title. After all, Shanghai was a terrible practice. Humans were taken for different kinds of work. They were forced to board ships and work there. Since most of these ships were headed to Shanghai in China, the name Shanghai stuck. You might ask yourself, how did the tunnels get involved in this process? Originally built as an area for different kinds of businesses, it later began to be used for more sinister purposes, especially after dark. It started off as an opium den and was used for the storage of illegal alcohol during the years of Prohibition. Much later, it developed into a place of worse crimes, like people stuck in traffic and the slave trade. Special trapdoor systems were developed, and kidnapped men and women were drugged heavily and pushed down into the tunnels through the trapdoors. There, they were kept in cages with no food or water and later placed on ships. Physical injury, drugs, and disease afflicted many of the unfortunate victims, and many appear to have died inside the tunnels. Thankfully, after World War II, the people stuck in traffic business died away and the tunnels were no longer hotspots of crime and misery. One can imagine the negative emotional energy flowing within the dark, dingy tunnels. People who visit these tunnels report strange phenomenon as well as spirits that seem to reside in the complicated system of secret passages, tunnels, and hidden trapdoors. Most people who have visited this spot have reported of the ghost of a woman called Nina, while others have reported smelling her perfume. She is believed to be one of the victims of the old times. It is believed that she was heavily sedated and thrown through the elevator shaft and died due to the fall. She experienced this fate after becoming a whistleblower and exposing the dark secrets of the Shanghai Tunnels to the authorities. Nina's ghost is known to tug at people's clothing. She usually appears dressed in white or black clothing. The apparition is found to be most active in the early hours of the morning, moving chairs and other items around to boldly announce her presence to anyone around. On a quiet day, it is said that an observant person can hear the delicate footsteps passing by. An employee had been alone in the kitchen after closing hours to finish his chores. When he heard footsteps approaching the kitchen, he looked up in surprise. It was Nina's ghost, standing just a few yards away, dressed in black and staring straight at him. It was only a few seconds later that the ghost drifted back into the basement, heading straight towards the blocked-off section of the tunnel. It is not just Nina's ghost that haunts the tunnels. There have been reports of other strange noises that people have heard, such as moans, talking, screaming, and crying. In the year 1902, a brutal incident occurred. Around 100 men were drugged, brutally mistreated, and chained to the lowest deck of a schooner called Jennifer Joe. They passed in the ship when it sunk in the Portland harbor. Every year, on the day they died in that treacherous accident years ago, witnesses have seen and sensed the presence of the ghosts. Some have even felt as if being touched by a cold, wet hand. Another time, a bartender was alone in the club cleaning up after closing the bar for the day. He had gone down to the basement for a minute when he suddenly heard the sound of a CO2 canister going off in the bar upstairs. Confused, he ran upstairs and found one shot glass laying upside down on the bar. The basement is also famous for the presence of a male ghost that, though supposedly harmless, is known to chuckle in an entirely devilish manner and scare people. One can only wonder about the presence of so many entities in the tunnels. It seems to be the gathering place of people who died in the tunnels in horrific conditions, those who acted without conscience, and those who are traumatized enough by their lives to restlessly haunt the place even after their death. What are your thoughts on the Shanghai Tunnels? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed my video, please repost it. Till next time, stay curious, friend.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Shanghai Tunnels. Haven't heard a lot about that, huh? Normally, you hear about the other trade. Not that, though. People disappearing right and left back then. That's right down the street from here. Well, a ways down the road, but south of here. Crazy. Have to go check it out one day. Do a video from there. Let's see what's up next. White Eagle Saloon. Ever heard of it? Got some ghosts. Here we go.
Nestled in the heart of Portland's historic district, the White Eagle Cafe exudes an air of faded grandeur and hidden secrets. Behind its ornate facade lies a chilling history steeped in tragedy and betrayal. The ghostly apparition of Rose, a former employee with a dark past, is said to roam the dimly lit corridors, her mournful wails echoing through the empty halls. Patrons and staff alike have reported unsettling encounters with spectral figures and unexplained phenomena, from glasses sliding off tables to the eerie sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. The air grows thick with tension as the night wears on, each whispered conversation and furtive glance overshadowed by the oppressive presence of the restless dead. In the shadows, Rose's vengeful spirit waits, her spectral form a chilling reminder of the cafe's haunted legacy.
Originally built in 1905 to cater to the city's growing population of loggers and lumberjacks, the White Eagle Cafe quickly became a popular watering hole for those seeking refuge from the rigors of the outside world. With its rustic charm and welcoming atmosphere, it was a place where locals and travelers alike could come together to share stories, swap lies, and drown their sorrows in a glass of whiskey or two.
The hotel was this room or the one that's next to us.
The White Eagle Bar and Hotel in Portland, Oregon, one of the most haunted locations in America. Established in 1905, has always been a bar, but used to be a brothel. It was always a hotel as far as I know, and was a boarding house at one time. Some of the decor is original. The bar is original from 1905, and they always have live music here. Now, this day, the live band spoke of the haunted ghost stories here. They also have a book where you can write down your haunted experiences, any ghost sightings, and read other people's experiences as well. Really cool place. Come check it out.
Yeah, cool, huh? If nothing else, this history is the cool stuff in Portland. Not the stuff that's going on today. You have to look past it. You gotta go for what is really cool. Be safe and enjoy. Here's another one. You can stay here. Get your ghost hunting on. You probably wouldn't even have to hunt. Just wake up, walk out, and look. Take pictures and record. What do you think? Here we go. The hotel.
Atop a windswept hill in the quaint town of Baker City stands the elegant facade of the Geyser Grand Hotel, a relic of a bygone era shrouded in mystery and tragedy. Within its opulent halls, the echoes of the past linger like a lingering fog, casting a pall over the once glamorous surroundings. The ghostly apparition of Alice, a young girl who met a tragic end within these walls, is said to roam the corridors, her ethereal form haunting the dreams of unsuspecting guests. Visitors to this historic landmark may find themselves enveloped in a chilling embrace, their every step haunted by the specter of loss and longing. From phantom footsteps echoing in empty corridors to the plaintive cries of a restless spirit, the Geyser Grand Hotel is a place where the veil between the living and the dead grows thin, and the past refuses to be forgotten.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys, I was wrong, it's not the Grand Geyser Hotel, it's the Geyser Grand Hotel. So, the Geyser Grand Hotel in Baker, Oregon, something like that. But it's in Oregon. It's very, very well known to be one of the most haunted hotels in America. Okay, that right there is the room we were staying in. All of those windows there covered in flies. It was so weird. My parents were in that room right there. The bar and everything was down here, and then of course underneath was the basement where there was tunnels where men used to travel during the war and everything. So haunted, so scary. Geyser Grand Hotel.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty scary. Waking up to the freaky. But when you're awake and you're out exploring, check out the Vortex. Here it is. It's creepy and it's crazy. You can do it in the daytime. Probably won't be freaked out. Just a little weird. Here it is.
The Oregon Vortex. Deep within the dense forests near Gold Hill, the Oregon Vortex beckons with promises of otherworldly phenomena and inexplicable occurrences. Within this mysterious realm, the laws of nature seem to warp and twist, leaving visitors disoriented and vulnerable to the whims of unseen forces. Shadows dance along the edges of perception, their forms shifting and contorting in defiance of reality. Objects defy gravity, hovering in mid-air or rolling uphill against the pull of the earth. The air crackles with an eerie energy, sending shivers down the spines of those who dare to tread upon its sacred ground. In the heart of the vortex, time loses all meaning, and the boundaries between the living and the dead blur into obscurity. Whispers drift on the wind, carrying the echoes of voices long silenced by the passage of time. Those who venture into the depths of the vortex may find themselves ensnared in its malevolent embrace, their minds twisted and their spirits shattered by the unfathomable mysteries that lie within.
In the beautiful town of Gold Hill, Oregon, sits a famous, bizarre area called the Oregon Vortex. The Oregon Vortex is a place of curiosity as most everyday physical facts are contradicted. The vortex is a spherical field of force, half above the ground and half below, where gravity seems to halt. Depending on where you're standing, you will either appear taller or shorter, and at every point in the vortex, it is almost impossible to stand straight up. almost as if you're being pulled by a magnet. Going back hundreds of years, Native Americans would refer to the area as the Forbidden Ground, and a place to be shunned as their horses would refuse to enter and strange things would happen. In the 1920s, a geologist and physicist named John Litster came to the area where he performed thousands of experiments trying to debunk the myth that it was not of this world. After John Litster's death, the House of Mystery was built to bring visitors to the phenomenon. There's currently a gift shop and tours being offered where you can see the vortex for yourself and take as many pictures as you want. I stumbled upon this area while looking into another place in Oregon, and I can't wait to go there for myself.
Yeah, pretty strange, huh? You go there, and it looks a little different. It's like you'd be expecting to walk on flat ground and feel that way, but then you look at it. Makes you wonder. It's questionable. It's pretty cool, though. If you're there, go check it out. It's always cool to check out. Like this.
Deep in the heart of Wolf Creek, amidst the whispering pines and shadowy glens, stands the imposing figure of the Wolf Creek Inn. Once a refuge for weary travelers, this historic establishment now harbors a dark secret that lurks within its ancient walls. Ghostly apparitions wander the dimly lit corridors, their ethereal forms casting long shadows that dance in the flickering lamplight. Phantom footsteps echo through the empty halls, their origin shrouded in mystery and dread. Visitors to this haunted inn may find themselves ensnared in a web of malevolent energy, their every step dogged by the specter of unseen forces. From flickering lights to unexplained drafts, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling reminder of the darkness that dwells within. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their mournful cries echoing through the stillness, a haunting melody that lingers long after the dawn has broken.
Built in 1883 by entrepreneur Henry Smith, the Wolf Creek Inn is the oldest operating hotel in the Pacific Northwest. It was built as a stagecoach stop for travelers who need a comfortable night's rest for enduring a 16-day journey from San Francisco, California to Portland, Oregon. The inn has seen its fair share of guests in almost 140 years of service. It became a retreat for writers, artists, and actors. To name a few, Jack London, John Wayne, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, Orson Welles, Sinclair Lewis, President Ruther B. Hayes, Carol Lombard, and Clark Gable stayed at Wolf Creek while they were alive. It's been rumored that Mr. Gable had entertained numerous affairs in his suite while he stayed at the hotel. It's also where he stayed when he dealt with the death of his wife, Carol Lombard. Messaging the hotel, they mentioned that rooms 6, 8, and 9, Clark Gable suite, have been reported as the rooms with the most paranormal activity. These rooms have had objects move by themselves, things flying off shelves, and getting touched by someone in the middle of the night when no one is there. More paranormal claims, the ballroom is said to be haunted by the spirit of a little girl, although it's argued that the little girl may not be a little girl, but possibly something more sinister. In the breakfast room, there's a hallway that is said to be a portal. Past and current owners and employees don't like the feeling they get from the room. Last but the biggest paranormal claim is of a vampire entity that is said to haunt around the building and out in the woods. People have reported seeing an apparition of a man with fangs and blood around his mouth haunting the grounds.
Oh yeah, and as you guessed, there's more. Here you go.
Carol.
Carol? Who? Somebody named Carol Lombard. Oh, okay. You said
Carol, is this you that we're speaking with?
you can talk to us.
Carol Lombard, if that's you, could you go to these other devices that are here as well for us, please?
Your husband loved you very much. We're glad you're here with us. That's very special.
Is there anybody else here with you, Carol? There's a little K2 flicker over there.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty cool, huh? Don't know many ghosts that have stepped up and said, "Yep, called me. Here I am. What you got?" Hasn't happened yet anyways. I haven't seen it. Have you? Well, let's move on. Here we go. Up next, the Flavel House.
Perched atop a windswept bluff overlooking the coastal town of Astoria, the Flavel House Museum stands as a testament to a bygone era. Within its elegant halls, the echoes of the past reverberate like a ghostly symphony, their haunting melodies echoing through the empty rooms. Visitors to this historic mansion may find themselves ensnared in a web of intrigue and betrayal, their every step haunted by the specter of tragedy and loss. From phantom footsteps to eerie whispers, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their restless souls wandering the halls in search of peace. But beware, for not all who enter the Flavel House Museum emerge unscathed. For in the shadows, unseen forces lurk, their malevolent presence casting a pall over the once grand estate.
The haunted Flavel House.
The Flavel House is a mansion-turned-museum in Astoria built in 1885. It's said to be haunted by the ghosts of the family that once lived there, whom still make their phantom presence known. Guests have heard disembodied voices speaking amongst themselves and practicing music in empty rooms. A woman's ghost has been sighted in the hallway. And Captain George Flavel has been seen in his bedroom.
Oh yeah, that's some of the strange and creepy there. How would you like to encounter that in the bedroom? In the middle of the night, get up, go take a leak. Forgot to turn the light on. In the shadow, that's what you saw. Creep factor pretty high. Where are we at next? Here we go. To the Lighthouse.
Perched on a desolate cliff overlooking the tumultuous waters of the Pacific Ocean, the Heceta Head Lighthouse stands as a sentinel of the sea, its towering silhouette a beacon of hope for sailors lost in the fog. Yet, beyond its weather-beaten exterior lies a darkness that defies explanation. The ghostly apparition of a woman, her ethereal form draped in tattered Victorian attire, is said to haunt the lonely corridors of the lighthouse keeper's quarters. Her mournful cries echo through the night, a haunting lament that pierces the silence of the ocean's roar. Visitors to this remote outpost may find themselves ensnared in a web of malevolent energy, their every step shadowed by the specter of the unknown. From unexplained shadows to eerie whispers, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling reminder of the tragedies that have unfolded within these walls. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their restless souls seeking solace in the endless expanse of the sea. But beware, for not all who venture into the depths of the Heceta Head Lighthouse emerge unscathed. For in the darkness, unseen forces lurk, their malevolent presence a harbinger of doom for those who dare to tread upon its haunted grounds.
Nestled along the rugged coastline of central Oregon, the Heceta Head Lighthouse stands as a beacon of maritime history and an emblem of safe passage through treacherous waters. Perched on a dramatic promontory 205 feet above the Pacific Ocean, this historic lighthouse, operational since 1894, has guided countless sailors through one of the most perilous stretches of the Pacific coast. Despite its picturesque beauty, the Heceta Head Lighthouse is shrouded in eerie legends and mysterious occurrences that have fascinated and unsettled visitors for over a century.
Yeah, the lighthouse, pretty cool, creepy, and dark. Now the hospital, the Oregon State Hospital, a very creepy place for sure. Here it is. Now's a good time to hit that subscribe button.
Hidden amidst the sprawling metropolis of Salem lies a labyrinth of despair and madness known as the Oregon State Hospital. Once a sanctuary for the afflicted, this imposing institution now stands as a testament to the horrors of the human psyche. Within its grim corridors, the echoes of the past reverberate like a chorus of tormented souls, their anguished cries a haunting reminder of the suffering that once plagued these halls. Visitors to this forsaken asylum may find themselves ensnared in a web of malevolent energy, their every step dogged by the specter of the unknown. From disembodied voices to ghostly apparitions, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling testament to the darkness that dwells within. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their restless souls wandering the halls in search of redemption. But beware, for not all who enter the Oregon State Hospital emerge unscathed. For in the shadows, unseen forces lurk, their malevolent presence a harbinger of madness and despair for those who dare to unlock the secrets of its haunted past.
Oregon State Hospital, Salem, Oregon, formerly known as the Oregon State Insane Asylum. The Oregon State Hospital was built in 1883. It's best known for the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, starring Jack Nicholson. The institution was built and intended to serve all patients. However, The facility soon became overcrowded and became housing for the criminally insane and mentally handicapped. It's been the center of negative attention for years. Those controversies included electroconvulsive therapy, lobotomies, eugenics, hydrotherapy, and doctors that did not have the patient's best interests at heart. It's said that the hospital had a secret tunnel that connected the buildings, which was rumored to have authorized these barbaric experiments. One of the most talked about stories of the hospital is the incident of 1942, where patients were served breakfast and 47 of them had died from their meal, and the others fell awfully ill. A news source at the time had reported that over 400 patients had gotten sick. The documented report stated that it was about 263 patients. The eggs were from federal surplus that were distributed by the U.S. government. By the end of the day, the morgue and hallways of the hospital were filled with corpses. The cook confessed he had sent a patient down to get powdered milk and mistakenly brought back roach poison. The patient was a paranoid schizophrenic by the name of George Nosen, a man who admitted himself into the Oregon State Hospital. The estimation of deaths that occurred in the walls of the asylum are in the hundreds and could very well be in the thousands.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the hospital. All hospitals are pretty creepy if they're old. Has a lot of history. A lot going on there. A lot happened. Spooksville, USA it would be. Go there and look around. Till then, check this out. Here we go.
Nestled along the rugged coastline of Oregon lies Fort Stevens State Park, a place of beauty and wonder shrouded in darkness. Once a bastion of defense against enemy invaders, this remote outpost now stands as a testament to the horrors of war. Within its crumbling ruins and overgrown battlements, the echoes of the past linger like a lingering fog, their haunting whispers a chilling reminder of the tragedies that have unfolded upon these blood-soaked shores. Visitors to this forsaken battlefield may find themselves ensnared in a web of malevolent energy, their every step dogged by the specter of the unknown. From phantom footsteps to eerie whispers, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling testament to the darkness that dwells within. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their restless souls wandering the battlefield in search of closure. But beware, for not all who venture into the depths of Fort Stevens State Park emerge unscathed. For in the shadows, unseen forces lurk, their malevolent presence a harbinger of doom for those who dare to disturb the slumber of the fallen.
In Fort Stevens State Park, a foreboding presence lingers, shrouded in the veil of darkness. Welcome, dear wanderer, to Battery Russell, a place where the line between the living and the dead is blurred, and restless spirits roam. As you step through the rusted gates, the air grows heavy, charged with an otherworldly energy. Whispers of forgotten soldiers whisper through the wind, their ethereal voices carried on the mournful breeze. These spirits, trapped in a perpetual limbo, bear witness to the echoes of the past. Within the decaying walls of Battery Russell, the paranormal dances with the corporeal. Beware the apparitions that materialize in the corner of your eye, souls long departed from this mortal coil, forever etched in the tapestry of this cursed place. They manifest as fleeting shadows, their spectral forms flickering in the dim light. Among the most haunted corners of this forsaken bastion, tales emerge of a lone Civil War soldier, his essence forever tethered to this forsaken ground. Witnesses speak of encountering his ghostly figure, transparent, yet unmistakably there. Dressed in tattered blue uniform, he roams the battery with a somber duty that knows no end. The chill that permeates the air is not merely a product of the coastal winds. No, it is the touch of unseen hands, icy fingers reaching out from beyond the veil. Visitors have reported a ghostly caress, an otherworldly sensation that raises the hairs on the back of their necks. Whispers drift through the air, an ethereal chorus of long-lost voices. As night descends upon Battery Russell, the atmosphere becomes suffocating. Phantasmal echoes of cannon fire ripple through the darkness, a spectral reenactment of battles long past. These phantom salvos reverberate through time, etching themselves into the very essence of this haunted place. Venture into the labyrinthine tunnels that snake beneath the battery's surface, and you will find yourself in the domain of the restless dead. Shadows writhe and contort, their distorted forms dancing upon the damp stone walls. Whispers turn into desperate cries, begging for release from their eternal confinement. Many souls have walked these haunted corridors, bearing witness to inexplicable phenomena. Desperate pleas for attention echo in the stillness, disembodied voices whispering secrets lost to time. Cold spots materialize, sending shivers down your spine as unseen entities brush past, leaving you with an overwhelming sense of unease. As you make your way through this labyrinth of despair, remember that you are never truly alone. The spirits of Battery Russell are watching, their spectral eyes fixated upon your every move. They yearn to share their tormented tales, to draw you deeper into their ethereal realm, forever entwining your fate with theirs. So, should you dare to wander the forsaken halls of Battery Russell, tread carefully, for the spirits of the past are eager to make your acquaintance. The haunting legacy of this place will leave an indelible mark upon your soul, as you become part of the ever-growing tapestry of the paranormal.
Tucked away in the heart of Vancouver lies the Grant House, a stately mansion with a dark and troubled past. Within its elegant confines, the echoes of history resonate like a ghostly symphony, their haunting melodies a chilling reminder of the tragedies that have unfolded within these walls. Visitors to this historic landmark may find themselves ensnared in a web of malevolent energy, their every step shadowed by the specter of the unknown. From phantom footsteps to eerie whispers, the signs of paranormal activity are everywhere, a chilling testament to the darkness that lurks within. In the dead of night, the spirits awaken, their restless souls wandering the halls in search of redemption. But beware, for not all who enter the Grant House emerge unscathed. For in the shadows, unseen forces lurk, their malevolent presence a harbinger of doom for those who dare to disturb the slumber of the restless dead.
In 1994, the Woods family moved into a house on 37th in Vancouver, Washington. Soon after moving, very strange things started happening. Mary Woods began hearing the sound of a music box, and it was coming from her husband's office. On another occasion, Ed was in his office when he heard the doorknob moving. He assumed that it was one of his daughters playing with the door, but when he went out to see, they were both asleep. Mary then saw the apparition of a woman wearing a scarf and a nightgown. Later, Ed saw the apparition of an old man in the living room, and they could hear the giggles of a little girl. The local newspaper ran a story on their house, and some lady came forward and told Mary that she looked exactly like her friend who had passed away in the house, and they believed that this was the woman in the gown that was haunting them. While they were in the shower, there was also a strange feeling like they were being touched. There's an Unsolved Mysteries episode on this house.
Hey, there you go. 10 Paranormal in Oregon. Last one right across the river. Same thing as Oregon, Vancouver. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join me. That way you'll be right back at the beginning for the next one. Have a good evening.